Alright, so let us talk to this lady. Maybe she'll give us a boat ride to the island we want to go to.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
I need suggestion. Let's see if she'll go on a date with me. Although I doubt it. Suggestion. Spine signal blue navy coat. That gives me a suggestion. Inland Empire, physical instrument, empathy, suggestion. You want something good looking. Shivers. -1 suggestion, that's not right. Suggestion, come on. Oh, intersolary suit jacket. Nope. Well then I'd rather wear this then. Because this gives -1 half light. This gives just day at the office and the evening cafe, blah blah blah, whatever. Reaction speed, okay. Suggestion is +1 from Psyche base and intersolary suit jacket. That's it. Alright, let's try it out.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
Oh,
Nope.
yes, she does.
Nope.
You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I got a 6 and a 5, man. That was almost perfect. I want to be close to you, but there's but one way to innocent Don mankind. Al Ghul has washed over the reproduction of our species. Lay with me. I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman. I guess.
Okay.
She blinks.
Where's this going?
I need to get drunk. You do too. Please get drunk with me on a drunk date. This is horrible.
Absurdly and pointedly phrased.
She doesn't laugh.
You can be quite funny, officer. Anyway, what did you want?
Is it gonna hurt my psyche?
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later.
Alright, be seeing ya. Alright, we can go back into my RCM jacket. RCM commander's jacket. Esperico and visual calculus. Right, let's get a reality lowdown. Maybe you will give me. You got a boat? Give me a boat ride.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality?
She's positively surprised.
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
She puts her finger to her lips, then points at you. Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Revolution, she says. Ha! And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out who got shot in the head, who has mineral rights? Okay. Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
Intraspecies? And the apes, were they evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
She looks at you, her gaze sharp. Sounds like evil to me.
On the other hand, maybe you're right.
She turns east, the bombed out buildings lining the waterfront. Maybe you're right, yeah. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
The communists lost.
Oh, and the anarchists too.
Anarchist also.
They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
You could say they got totally shot in the head.
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people.
Did the communist and the anarchist shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
So they killed 2 million and 40 million total died. Truly a kerfuffle.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
The lieutenant mumbles from behind his notes.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it.
I had a deluge too in my head. Point to your little head. Great. Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head. or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious.
She shakes her head.
Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Oh, what happened to the king then?
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
I loved that king. I think communists don't care about kings. Smart king. Yeah.
Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Frisell got shot in his place.
Great. Nice guy.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Right. Who got the mineral rights? The foreigners, I guess?
The liberals got the mineral rights.
She looks up to
And
the
by
sky.
mineral rights, I mean everything.
Then she looks up to the sky, then inland at the crumbling village. The wind blows. Okay, and by liberals you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement.
Arrangement.
Some were rich enough to stay with the constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
So how did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
Were we the ones doing the shooting then?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
So they just took everything. I guess we thought we took everything, but then they came in and then took everything. Took all of everything. More than, I don't know, they own us now basically. Even though we own everything, I don't know, it's confusing. She storms a rubber-footed boot, alright? Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
But they did it anyway.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government.
Indeed.
This
yes.
is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
I'm a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
I don't think I'm moralist, not just technically, practically. For a moment there was hope. If always picking the opinion that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. Great. Not just technically, practically. For a moment there was hope.
A devout man
Real
of the
morale.
center. Hard to come by.
The world's most laughable centrist.
It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
And when was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution?
She smiles mischievously.
Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
Was it the turn of the century?
The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
And who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
Okay, so there was a pandemic, and during the time the revolution started. Okay, I see. And what did this star do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, no way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue.
Oh, it really
The
destroyed
actual
brain tissue.
causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
And where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
So 10, so it only lasted like 8 years max. What came next?
Why? You and I, officer,
She spreads her arms, raincoat flapping
our
in the wind.
lives in the zone of control.
And what is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
Alright. Give me a second. Alright. What happened to in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
So we are still stuck in the past.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you've been saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
And what have we been doing in that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war,
Okay.
west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven,
Oh,
with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
well, that's good, I guess.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
That's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
Baby, I got 70 XP and task complete. Get a reality lowdown. Done.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Yeah, which side was the Wild Pines group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They chose wisely.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too.
She thinks.
Perhaps it's better I was born when I was.
So the king, they had better weapons?
10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong.
Huh.
Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
And what would you have done differently?
Good question.
She cranes her neck.
What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
I ask you, who are you in all this? I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sarah drove those people mad. I would have killed more, 400 million if that's what it took. I would have positioned myself very precisely. I would have made it out with the mineral rights. I don't know what I would have done differently. I asked you, who are you in all this?
And I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Sarah drove these people mad.
So a quarter of humanity
She calculates.
simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago?
With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program, liquidate the rabid peon-infested dogs who want to kill everyone with cleansing artillery fire. Great. With privatized healthcare and work ethic that does not turn your brain into a sponge tissue. Okay, maybe it's impossible. What happened had to happen. Some hygiene, modest social care, perhaps a little research program.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad.
I'm bad.
When they failed
Oh yeah,
to
but all the
step up,
modernist stuff. gives me
Mazov and his
XP.
party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
The lieutenant puts down his notes for a moment.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Abattoir.
Understandable.
She nods. Well, that's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come.
Maybe.
Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not
Yes.
so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are. She hums.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
She says a sudden flash of teeth.
I am an ultra.
Ultra liberal? Alright.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dos mio, draw across. A liberal. Cool, I liberate myself pretty hard. Wait, what's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Cool, I liberate. I don't understand. What's so wild about that?
Haven't you heard?
She nods.
I am a
pedagogically.
nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution.
You pushed the. So you betrayed the king?
I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight.
She looks you in the eye.
You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
I forgive you, but only because you're charming.
A devil.
She
Who
pronounces.
being of great charm and guile sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
Great.
That dialect is Ubisunt. You recognize it's a quote from somewhere. A play written way back in the Franco-Nigerian century.
And persuades them to addict themselves to his series.
Ah, maybe you remember more than you let on,
She gives you a coy little smile.
despite whatever brain damage the alcohol may have inflicted.
Nod, devil woman.
I'm afraid you'll find that every woman is a devil woman detective. There are only aesthetic differences between one and the other.
Amazing.
When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future.
She turns her gaze to the delta.
This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
That's okay, so you wanted to fight, not surrender. You're a smart woman.
Perhaps.
Her earring chimes as she nods.
My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
Great.
You're no dummy yourself.
No, or intellectual vanity will be my undoing. So am I.
A smart boy getting smarter. One basic term of reality at a time.
Sure, you're a patriot.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
So you're a patriot of this country. Rebel.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives it a look. You have daughters? Conclude.
Yes. Whatever else I am. I'm also a mother. And a wife.
She closes her eyes, then opens them again.
Now, shall we return to reality?
What is this? Spread your hands.
A bird?
She tilts her head.
A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait.
Joyce raises her eyebrows.
You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What? Really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I mean, what is this place here?
This place is an unmarked micro-settlement on the coast of Martinez.
She gestures towards a collection of cinder block dwellings covered by a highly carcinogenic roofing material, of course.
It's lovely, really. I'm thinking of buying it.
Really?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
The thought did cross my mind when Mademoiselle Lillian over there told me about the fresh produce these women sell to restaurants on the Delta.
You like fish?
You both turn to consider the young woman. She's hunched over a net, methodically picking out ribbons of plastic.
This place could use a competent manager. There's so much to be done. But then I'll never get round to it, will I?
Probably not.
Doubtless I'll be off someplace keeping social classes from each other's throats.
There's a pause.
Let's go back to the basics of reality, shall we?
What was the RCM again?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Lieutenant steps in, make a gesture encompassing you both.
He's being sarcastic.
You said de facto?
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
That's it for the who I am part then.
Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Alright.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality,
Indeed.
well, I am here to help.
She bows and smiles. That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Let's talk some more about this boat that you're on.
Well, technically speaking, I'm not on it right now.
She looks at the stoop, sway in the whales. Let's talk about the economics of the boat you're on.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Forget it, out of line.
Think nothing of it, officer.
She runs her hand along
What's
the
a little
fiberglass
class
cabin.
conflict between friends?
I think you have a handle on the boat thing. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. That's all for now. Alright, so she won't give me a ride. I have points I can put into something. How are my thoughts doing? We're still working on 2 thoughts. It's yellowfin season. Can you take me to the island? Who takes me to the
The
island?
sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Something else?
Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh,
She looks very disappointed.
I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again.
Can you take me with you, really?
Sorry I couldn't help you out.
A faint
Maybe I
smile,
can help you
runs
find
across
someone
the-
else.
That's it.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
He's saying, yeah, I need your boat. I need to get to the damn island. Hey, old lady, you know something?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the wave.
No, goodbye. I need to find the murder weapon, replace the lost bowl, find booze, become man of plenty, great. Confront the pigs and get your gun, look for Ruby on the coast, smoke her on the balcony. Tell me where the shot came from. Right, well, what I can do is read some more case notes.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Interfacing. Right, interfacing. Put the ledger away. Let's crank up interfacing. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. Interfacing wants you to connect to machines. Oh wait, it's cool for machinists, tinkerers, instrument players. Wants you to connect to machines to use and improve them because that makes you a better human organism. It enables you to understand the interaction with machines, be that how to repair the motor of a kinema motor carriage, or how to analyze the way a suspect used a pen, or how to refigure electrical circuits. It even lets you steal keys off a keyring without being noticed. At high levels, interfacing will isolate you from society. Why bother with people when you can talk to machines? And why bother with things like money when you can just pocket that display sandwich? At low levels, however, you will have a crucial part of the world cut out from you. People use machines to commit crimes all the time. If you can't understand how a crime was accomplished, how can you solve it? Level it up. And then let's look at my clothing to try and get some interfacing. For example, yellow gardening gloves. That's interfacing. Interfacing. So my Inland Empire, drama, composure, interfacing. Come on, it's gotta be something that gives me interfacing. Conceptualization, logic. No. Interfacing +1. Alright, let's try it now. Interact. Not the RCM badge with the
The
damage
ledger
ledger.
you found in the trash.
92%. Let's go.
Is
What?
still not what happened. Fuck this compartment. You should throw it away.
Come on, such a high chance. Alright, browse the form. Browse the case files.
Arson, petty theft.
No.
You don't
Read a
exactly.
case
It
file.
takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
The unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years.
Great.
On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in general, know it's unsolvable.
Public indecency drunk and property damage drunk. Okay.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
Okay, I see.
The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition because that's where the action is.
Great.
Can you keep yourself off the streets?
I'm solving a crime. Proceed.
Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years.
Great.
It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Leslie. One second. I know what this is. Leslie and Burke. Leslie is flashing. Alright. Public indecency.
Good, you're learning.
Yeah.
If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you.
I'm
The
not.
case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Nice guy I am.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke.
That's why my thing won't open. The compartment.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
Amazing. Great.
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
Hey, I solved it.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
No, I can revisit
Not
this.
much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Crack it on the knee like Burke. Yeah.
Just
Boom.
relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know.
Wait, somehow I don't want to.
What are you waiting for? Just,
Slide the door open.
without resistance or sound, the
Yeah.
two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs. Fucking kill yourself, ass. What? Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Why? What is this option?
The words just crossed your mind somehow.
Who were they for?
Who do you think?
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Huh. Smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
So it's an apricot wrapper.
A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand.
My wife sent me this card.
A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting.
But I know her.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Maybe.
Throw it away, please.
No, but it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Hold on to it. Read the
Your
card.
hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road.
What? 1 second. Alright, your letter you can read when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Okay. Your handshake. Early morning when I step out, you're asleep behind me. I find a piece of sadness in me.
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Okay, keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
But she didn't. She left me.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing.
She's going away.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
What?
No. Hold on.
Hold
To
on.
what? There's nothing.
Nothing.
Detective, is everything alright?
Fall sideways. Oh, I've collapsed. Stop reading this. Please don't wake me up the next day. Please let it be like an hour or something. I have a meeting and things. What? I died? What the hell does this mean? Disco Elysium. Begin?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just blackout.
Blackout. Okay. Just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering. somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
Hmm?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
The shadow.
Because it's always there.
White morning.
Tell him. Tell him.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
So this is my brain and my body. This is how they deal with this. Every time I read this, it smells so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Was that the X something? The
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
no, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
So we are stuck on the memory of my wife. Huh? So my name appears. So okay, so it was a good letter, I guess. It's when she leaves me, she starts feeling sad, or when she comes back, she's happy again. It's a beautiful letter to write. I might use that. Anyway, my name appears to be Harry.
Your name is fuck all.
Hey, come on.
It certainly ain't Harry.
It is Harry.
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
There was something about a book collector too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Thought gained, the book collector. Enough, just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back.
Oh, but you are.
I am.
They're pouring something on you. Something in you. It's
Water, probably.
It's delicious.
Alcohol?
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
It's water, yeah.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink.
The water is cold,
Field health.
silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
That's good.
Drink. You
It is a
haven't drunk
canister.
water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
You know, I'm actually more of a magnesium-based life form now.
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
Yeah, then I should drink then. I haven't drunk anything for 2 days.
With greedy gulps,
Oh, more
you down
health.
half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
He's a nice guy.
What happened?
I came in contact. I should ask you the same, yeah.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
Alright. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past. I was dehydrated. I F it. Stop climbing out of the carriage. Let's talk to him. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of my past, detective.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of a ledger. Ledger of failure and hatred.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped this. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses.
Really?
Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
It gives me skill bonuses. What is this? Oh yeah, I thought that got over.
Date of birth generator.
I know how old I am now.
You were born in the year '07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago.
Okay.
You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
That's good. Bonuses. -1 difficulty to all physique passives and learning cap for logic raised to 4. That's pretty good. Date of birth generator. -1 rhetoric, but this is good. 15 Indo tribe is sense, that's money. Moralist, yeah, they give me, they heal me. So all learning caps raised to 3. I think if I can forget regular law official, I believe. Am I standing on the car? Oh, this is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. +1 Indian Empire, +1 empathy, or -2 authority. I can
It's
interact
the
with this
ledger you
still.
found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Slide the hidden drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Close the permeables
It's
compartment.
slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand.
Read a case file.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
This one was the mural on the building. This one was the 2 drunks who I just bashed up and solved it. The square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
a sequence killer?
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
Square gun, great. The couch in an unexpected location.
Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They actually look like assholes.
Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it is. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual.
We're just messing around.
Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved.
Did I ever catch those guys?
No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do.
So you just took the
What
couch and
next?
that's it. Okay. Murder at the hookah parlor.
Murder. Tum 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 at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor.
Wait, how?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner JM, only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor.
Right, on with the murder.
Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills Didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop?
No, he was awful.
Oh, well.
Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey.
Huh.
Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about.
Go on.
Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
Really stupid.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, young man in his 20s
I don't like those.
found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer.
Okay.
No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be?
Yeah, how?
Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died?
See? You
Okay.
can't even read the thing without solving it.
Right.
Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
And what was he doing there for 6 hours? He must have sucked a lot of it, yeah.
Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name.
Okay, and what was he doing there for 6 hours?
Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next.
Yeah, we're done.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Put the ledger away. Alright, so we read all our things and we got this as a tool. So it lowers authority. But it does give us Inland Empire and empathy. Where is that? I do have alcohol and propylidon and everything. 23 bottles. Hello?
Yes?
Talk about you.
What about me?
Kim, you're wearing a Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket, aren't you?
What? This?
It zaps up the large collar.
It's just
Zips
seasonal
up.
clothing.
And those look like airman pants. Good for storing tools in.
Where is this going?
You see, Kim, I have this place in my head where I can develop new ideas and connections. Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's called the brain.
Yes, it is.
It's no mere brain.
No, normal people don't have this. It's like a mind laboratory, a spiritual R&D division. No, a palette. No, better yet, a painter's atelier of concepts.
Okay. Art cup.
Art cop, yeah. Okay, indeed. And in this Altair, I have realized that you harbor some kind of sentiment towards the Revolutionary Air Brigades.
I do not harbor a sentiment for revolutionary air brigades in particular.
Just air brigades then? Air brigades? Yeah, brigades.
Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot.
Yeah.
Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
Are you sure the revolutionary has got nothing to do with this?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing?
The revolutionary must have added a little luster to it for a 10-year-old Kitsuragi. He will never admit it, though.
It's okay to tell me. I'm a major fan of Mesovian socioeconomics myself.
Okay, I admit to it. The revolution employed a more forward-looking 8-rotor design. Their blades were foldable and their pilots were better trained and motivated.
That's good.
I see this from a purely tactical standpoint, of course.
Thank you. My mind is satisfied. Point to your head
Good.
again. Glances impatiently. You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Alright. Well, that's all
Good.
for now.
Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Containers, huh?
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
You're kidding me. Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Yeah, nothing. Alright. Who the heck are you? I haven't seen you before, I think.
Officer,
Oh,
care to play a game with the lonely old man?
the other guy's gone because I took his clothes.
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Where's Rene?
The prick is gone.
He replies, trying to smile.
I can barely believe it. But he's really gone.
I took away his jacket, so he's left.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his wrinkled face.
Gone? Gone where?
Hell, most likely.
Oh.
He was an absolute Kent.
I just took his uniform and he died? How did he die exactly?
His hungry little heart finally gave out.
He sighs.
The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Oh no, I killed him.
Wait, did he push himself to prove he can pull his weight and doesn't need handouts?
Yes, he was about to head home, 'cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform I saw him in all the time.
Oh, maybe this was before he died before I took the uniform.
Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off.
Gaston smiles a
Now
sad
the
smile.
joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it.
Raising a conversation about his job pushed him to go out there. Yeah.
No, René
replies
was
quickly.
the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push him to do anything. The man was completely immovable.
Was it really that bad?
I repeat, an absolute Kent. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper.
He turns to look at the crater.
The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me.
He
She
pauses.
saw something in him when we were just kids and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that...
He falls silent and looks at you, eyes filling up with tears.
Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did.
He wipes his eyes with his sleeve.
You know what his last words to me were?
Tell me.
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a Kant and he died a Kant. Let's leave it at that.
The old man gathers himself and wipes his eyes again. Do you know what happened to his medals?
I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old Kant. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old Kant by something.
He looks at you for a moment and then speaks quietly.
Strange how old cunt sounds almost gentle when he says it now.
Here, something to remember your friends by. Give him the photograph of Rene and the girl.
Let me see.
Gaston takes the photo,
This
hands
was
trembling.
60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looks so happy, and Jenny.
Eyes blurry with tears. He has to stop.
I'm sorry, officer. I just.
He dries his eyes.
Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
That was nice.
Lyran
A small
smiles.
thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
Old people die. Better get ready to. I offer my sincerest condolences. Yeah.
Yes, we are
The
both
lieutenant
very
nods.
sorry for your loss.
Yep.
It is what it is. Part of life, really.
He mumbles, only half
But
listening
to
to
know
you.
someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone.
It's pretty, yeah, drastic.
I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need
He
something.
surely shakes his head, remembers your presence. Too bad Rene's gone. I was hoping to ask him about Mabel, sort out the flower.
René wasn't really what you'd call a botanist, officer. And believe me, he didn't like Insulindian lilies.
Wait, Insulindian lilies?
That's their old name, dating back to the time of kings and crests, and all that other stuff he loved so much.
Why didn't he like them?
There were many reasons, but mostly it was the communals. They called them the bells of revolution.
A smart smile passes on his face.
I guess in the end, the Insulindian lilies were just another piece of the whole Insulinde. The royalists had to surrender to the Mazovian insurgents. It doesn't really matter anymore.
Okay, well, I want to go over a few, what am I saying? I want to go over a few more things about Rene, if that's okay.
Yes? What about René?
No, same
Yes.
condolences.
It is what it is. I just
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, bye for now. Alright, we got a new thought done.
Bankruptcy sequence.
Bankruptcy sequence.
It's easy. You just need to move on. Like a plague of locusts. Like a fucking plague. Failure is a core tenet of liberalism. When life closes a door, it opens a window. And if the fall is too steep, use the fire exit. Run to the roof. You always have that airship on the dock. The most important thing is to keep moving. Keep dreaming. The auditors cannot get to you if you keep running very, very fast. From one fuck up to the next.
What's the bonuses? White check failures give money. Okay, that's not really very good. Bankruptcy sequence. The bow collector. Management authority, hell on earth. Hand-eye coordination, hell on earth. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector of streetcar number 42, slowly down the slope from Voyager Road and then east on the B206 across the river to where there are no closed factories or ruins to study. At the academy, electric cables run overhead and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash is standing at the rear window holding onto the rail in a spring coat waving at you. White morning. Manasanote, little guy gets further and further away. Temporary research bonus. You see yourself from above. You've passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. There are so many more, though. That's the thing. I think, like, am I actually almost done with the game or am I not? Or what about replacing the lost bow? There's some confusion over the game. Rene and Gaston are playing. You threw one of their Pennuke bulls fire in the sea. Shah was excellent, but now you owe them a bull. It is a similar looking metal spear. The Hanged Man, shelf of crime novels, mirror, backyard wall, mirror, map wall. Excuse me. Trash container, church doors, Gaston Martin. Well, we do have a lot to do. I would like to get to the place, you know, take a boat. Although how I'm gonna take a boat, I don't know. I don't even know if I can take boats. Because now it's like we have little to do, right? We're nearing the end of things that I can do. Like, what about this boat? Can I take this boat? I don't think so. Alright, give me a second. I can try to stop making the stop make the expression. Stop making the expression. You know what I mean. There it is.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
Know
You
the
see
origin.
reflection
Recited the
in it.
poem, Tommy.
The expression. fixed.
Electrochemistry. Alright, so we need electrochemistry. Half-light, esprit core, electrochemistry. Fingerless gloves. Reaction speed, rhetoric, empathy, suggestion, cyber flare, esprit core shivers, empathy, anti-coordination, electrochemistry. Oh, empathy plus 1 electrochemistry. There you go, pants. What I was waiting until now was just composure, regular. Okay, empathy, visual calculus, drama, cyber flare, conceptualization, logic, pain, threshold, volition, empathy, drama, shivers, conceptualization, suggestion, logic, authority. Alright, now I need electrochemistry. So if we have anything that gives me electrochemistry, I would take it. Physical instrument, shivers. Alright, well, no. Alright, well, this is me maxed out on electrochemistry.
Hey, Moneymouth.
Nope. What is
The
this?
pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into.
Really?
Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft yet crinkly.
Take the item out.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
Oh, it's what I had.
Not familiar in a good way, you might say. There's pain in there somewhere.
It's the wrapper that was used to make the letter.
By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur Clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers.
Yep, to my mind as well.
An old mirror hangs
We'll
on
try
the
this
wall.
first.
You
58%.
see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Stop the expression.
Still
Oh,
not
come on.
happening. It won't come off that easy.
That was close. Anyway, we can interact. It's the same thing. The gleaming chewing gum wrapper found in the pockets of the laborer jeans. It gives off an ever so faint smell of apricots. Your mouth starts watering. It's because it's my wife wrote the letter in this wrapper, right?
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet or some ancient temple.
Okay, give me a second. Alright. Ancient temple.
Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to.
End of summer.
The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich.
It's because I'm with her.
There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there.
Where did it go?
Why are you talking to a gum wrapper?
Take a deep, deep breath.
Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper, or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive.
Put the wrapper away. Because again, it's about my wife. It always is. Apricot scented, apricot chewing gum scented one. You have found a trace of entity who's been stalking you across the plains. The gloom stalker, the conglomeration, the shadowy organization behind your downfall, possibly connected to the dreaded X something. Granted, it is impossible to determine its true identity, but you can remember where you first smelled its treachery. Yes, use the Tutti Frutti gum wrapper. Reconstruct the day you first breathed in her trustworthiness items. Amazing. Lillian, the net inspector. Suggestion. I can try that again. I mean, might as well. That can be the last thing I do for now. Clothes. Let's look for suggestion. I just wrote this, right? Yeah. I don't have anything else for suggestion. Just that. Hello.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Suggestion.
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without alcohol as the master of ceremonies to guide them.
I want to be close to you, but there's one way to intimacy.
What?
A drunk date. She tap on your throat. All we need is booze. The rest will follow.
Funny sailor jokes.
She nods without smiling.
Sorry if I'm not laughing out loud, but the comedy has worn thin over the years.
She thought it was a joke.
It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes. Keep at it. She'll come around.
I doubt that. Right. In the map, we still have trash container, church doors, Gaston Martin. Bro, let me... Okay, we'll scroll. We can't do this anymore. Shelf of shore, no. We can try conceptualizing the backyard wall. A net, map wall, abandoned lorry, Titus Hardy, egghead. Alright, I mean, I think I should just end the thing. I'll put on my clothes again. I mean, my RCM commander's jacket. Port La Home laborer jeans? No. Regular black jeans. If we can help it, we don't want to lower anything. Right, it's like this lowers perception, so perception is down. But we are raising it from the cavalry boots. So it's not that far down. Composure, logic, visual calculus, alright. I don't think we have anything new to do here. I think I should just end the episode right here. And then maybe we'll waste time somehow. I don't know how exactly we're gonna do that, but...
Hello, mister.
The net pickers daughter waves at you. The girl's large curious eyes remain fixed on you. Alright. Goodbye. Right, we have this entire place here. Including like this church and everything. I guess we'll like search this place a little bit more and then waste time, I guess. I'm not sure. There's lots of thoughts still left to do, obviously. Rigorous self-critique, I think I removed this. Actual art degree, whatever. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Let's save the game. We're nearing completion now, I think. Right, anyway, see you in the next one.